So NHL 25 had their franchise mode reveal today on Friday. Overall, it was just conversation, updates, and a hub. Nothing, it was definitely a tweaking type of year, not a major new feature type of year. A couple new things I really like is the addition of no movement clauses and having to have that conversation with no movement clauses. Those things in and of itself make me really happy to see because it just adds that realism. I am kind of frustrated. There was nothing on the trade logic or things like that, like salary retention, multiple team trades, and more information on that. I don't like. I don't like. It feels like there's still some things missing that are very basic and should have been in. The conversation stuff. The conversation stuff to me, it just like I love how it just says position, position, position. It should say the player here rather than you have to view who the player is in the sentence. Position, position, position. I would have liked to see more in the case of transactions. Are there any changes to scouting? Like they showcased like the elite potential prospects. They're going to have more of that this year. But I wanted to see more in how scouting can work. I want more risk on that front. And they didn't really give that. If that makes sense. They didn't give much of that at all. If we're being completely honest. I don't know. I was going in not getting my hopes up, and I'm glad I didn't because, albeit the hub, everything being, let's just go back to the video. Everything being in this central location is really nice. Over here on the side, and so this over here on the side is nice, like very quick. All these stats, this type of stuff, I'm a nerd for. Quick view, like, all right, I'm going up against, Ottawa. How bad are they on defense? How many goals are they giving up? That type of stuff, I really, really like. I really, really like that. Being able to view the standings quickly. My thing is, though, and you don't know until you get your hands on it, is how fast is it going to move? Because one of the things EA has had issues with over the years as they add so much into it is they've had issues with the speed and just user friendliness of their hubs, interfaces, and menus. Things just go a little bit too slow, and that's kind of something that needs to hopefully be fixed, and hopefully it is fixed. Similar logos, the 3D logos they've been using for years and things like that. The events, viewing all the scheduling, that's cool. Like, those are like some nice quality of life improvements. The game log, the splits, this is awesome. I look at this stuff all the time on Pro Hockey Reference. All the time. So that type of stuff I'm really excited about. I'm really stoked to utilize that more. And just view. Because like I said, it goes into my decisions because I take when I'm playing franchise mode, that type of stuff will go into it. The trophy stuff, quality of life is what it is. I want with the stats, they have the full career stats, they have game logs, so I'm happy they have the historical career stats. Though I hope with career stats, unless they show, okay, they do show it. It shows year by year and not just totals. I do like that. Because for some reason, EA has had a history of messing with and not having full, better career stat tracking in their franchise mode. So that's good to see. The interest system, we'll see how it works. Again, these conversations, I'm worried about getting too repetitive. Like, I don't need I just don't want it to get too repetitive or to sound so fake that it's like they would never say this. No player would say this. No player would act like this or what have you. Like, I'm really, I want to know what's going to happen with that. Moving on, the negotiations, giving them a no movement, and the promises and the requests. Again, I want to see salary retention and things of that nature. That's what I would like to see. And then, free agents, getting them to negotiate. The tabling of the offers, I think, is pretty cool. I don't know how often it's going to be utilized, but it's again, another thing that's nice to see, and I'm happy it's there. I'd rather have it there than not, if that makes sense. What else do we have? Yeah, the conversations. I don't know. It's just more reading, more menus. Though I guess it's better than, NBA 2K touting, hey, you can walk around as a GM throughout your building and put a walking simulator. I guess it's better than that, right? Because you're talking to these players and things like that and getting the idea of what your players want. I didn't hear them mention, like, say, family. They talked about the market and stuff like that. They did talk about taxes, so I'm really interested in the negotiation because that's a big topic now in real NHL world. In contracts, team players not wanting to go to Canada because of taxes, not wanting to play in New York because of taxes, wanting to go to Florida, Texas, Tennessee, and play in those markets, in Nashville, in Dallas, in Florida, Tampa, rather than even go to LA and Anaheim and things like that because of taxes. So I'm interested to see if those they mention that being a reason why they wouldn't be interested in your organization. I'm interested if that actually comes up in the conversations. That's something I would like to see. But we'll have to wait and see when we get our hands on it. Again, they say we'll see you in early access on November 27th or September 27th. That's not early access. You're charging $100 to play the game at launch. When you put it a week early, 1 to 2 days, you're letting you play early if you pay a little more. You get a couple days early. Cool, that's fine. But a whole week, that's just you push the release date back by a week for the people who spend the standard price. That's what that is. The talk of when it comes to no trades, trying to have the conversations, I like that. Start the conversation. Talk to me about the no trade clause. We'd like to waive it. And then, use my trade lit if you must, but I'd like to lead a team to victory. They won't waive the trade clause, so you're stuck with who they list. I don't know if it's a case of you have to go in and ask. Does it go to where you have your trade clause? So there's the tradable team list right here. You can go to any of those. Is that just updated, or do you have to go to ask, hey, we need your list? I'm assuming it's just going to be there at all times. Will it change? That'll be interesting. I want to know if it changes year to year or month to month. Say the Red Wings are here, the Flames are here, but they're doing absolutely terrible. Ekblad's at a point he wants to win. The Flames and Red Wings are doing absolutely god-awful stuff. Will he go, yeah, never mind, I don't want to go there. I'm good. And then remove him from the list. That's what I'm interested in finding out. That's what I'm interested in knowing here. Excuse me. Then you have talking with the coaches. I like being able to go over your coach's head because I'm a jerk. So I like going over your coach's head for lines. Where was that? Right here. Just going over the lines and the goals with your coaches. Because, again, you can get fired as a GM. If you're not doing your job, you're not doing your job. So there's some things I like. A lot of these are, to me, they're nice to haves or quality of life. But I don't know if it's going to be the game changer or really sell people. It feels the focus went into gameplay this year. And these were things that they've been working on and they were able to get them in. But it doesn't feel like NHL 25 is really going to be that holy crap game like that you need to play in the franchise. I feel like maybe next year, now that this is the first year, it's not on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One since those consoles came out. I feel like it is finally at a point where they're going to start focusing on the current gen. For a few years, halfway through the current gen, and in 2027, 2028, when the new consoles come out, we'll be right back to square one, because instead of leaving last gen behind after a year, they, stick with it with this way. So that's my thoughts. I don't know. It's not a selling point. I still think X Factors need to go away. I hate X Factors. I hate them. But there's not... It's, again, a lot of quality of life, nice to haves. The roster movement, the roster management, throwing draft picks to other teams to make sure those are accurate if something happens, and then sharing it, that's cool to see. I was confused when they were first announcing it. The central scouting, I do want to see more in scouting. I don't know what, though. That's what I want to think about. I want to think about how that'll work, how I want to see more in scouting. But that's where I'm at. Thank you for tuning in. I'm going to wrap it up here. Go continue my day. I might be on tonight for some streaming, maybe play some Deadlock or Madden, or we'll talk more. If not, I will see you guys early next week for the Mike Strauss show, if we reschedule that instead of having it Tuesday night, because I will be at a concert. Until then, please leave a like on this video. Please share it. If you're on YouTube, subscribe. If you're on Twitch, please follow. I appreciate it. It helps me continue to grow as a semi-independent creator and journalist. Until next time, I love you all. Take care of one another. Be kind to one another. I'm out.